when I received that call, I felt very sad about it. First training was at Yishun Stadium. I remember those were the day where I was a freelance coach, and the few of them, he was introduced by his good friend Khalis. So a few of them actually came down for my training. He was my private student from Evergreen Sec. So basically he was tagged along with Khalis at Ang Mo Kio Secondary.
I think it was a couple of years ago when I started training with Coach Azmi. There were certain sessions that we trained at Yio Chu Kang Stadium. So I first met Zaki at one of those training sessions at Yio Chu Kang.
I know Zaki through, last time it's not called Zoom, it's called Spring Dynamic, okay, through, because both of us train under Coach Tan Wei Liao. Okay, so it was like 10 years ago when I just started track at JC. I started to become closer to him, and from then on, then become my so-called my best Malay friend. Yeah.
Okay, I don't really remember how I know Zaki, but it's obviously through track, and especially because I think we were doing the same event, 400 hurdles. Yeah.
In 2008, we used to be part of this group called Sprint Dynamics. So at first I noticed him, he was a senior in the group, he's one of the oldest, so that's how I knew him. But we only got like closer in 2010. When we started going for small meets in Johor together as a Sprint Dynamic group. Yeah, so basically that's how I know him.
For the ASEAN Schools Games with him in 2009, and yeah, I instantly liked the guy. I mean, he was one of the, he was a sprinter, had this big presence on the track, and he had that confidence he brought into his races, but he was not one of those guys who brought that arrogance off the track. Like, it's a different thing to be arrogant, to be like confident and proud on the track. Something else to be off the track.
Well, I've known Zaki for about since I was Sec 2. I was running one of the Wings Meet series there, and he was one of my competitors, and he beat me narrowly by 0.002 seconds, and from then on we just became friends from then, and I've been competing with him ever since.
I got to know him through track, but I can't remember which year because it's been quite long, but I think it's C Juniors in maybe like 2007 or 2008. Yeah.
First got to meet Zaki in 2011, where he was just breaking into the national team. At that time, I think he was trying hurdles for the first time and he was doing pretty okay at it. And we ran together for one of the relays at the start of the year to qualify for the SEA Games. So that was when I first got to know him.
And one of his nicknames I could remember is known as Mr. One More. He will always say, during training, instead I say, okay, let's do 5 reps of maybe bench press and stuff like that. He said, okay, one more set, and one more set. Until that time, I probably have to stop him. Yeah.
I would say that I remember how dedicated he was, both as a friend and as an athlete. As a friend, he was always there for all his good buddies. He was always there for whenever his friends needed help. Even for a short event, he would go out of his way to help his friends. Even when he came to training, he was so dedicated, so passionate about training. He was always 100% all out about training. He always believed that if you're gonna die, we might as well just do well in training, so that you can get something out of it.
Because usually when you train, during training, the one that you remember the most is the athlete or is the teammate that train with you the most, go through all the tougher training with you. Okay, those are the people that you remember the most. Okay, so for me, it's all the training I have with Zaki that I remember the most. Because he's someone that always want to push himself to the maximum limit. Okay, whereas I'm someone who is super competitive and I don't want to lose weight also. Okay, so every time during any workout, okay, then we will push each other to the limit. Okay, so because during the workout we will just encourage each other. Okay, then Zaki will say, "Jixi, don't win home." Then I will say, "Come on, just bring it." Okay.
There was once that we went for overseas competition. I think it was Malaysia Open or one of the state in Malaysia. So he actually did very well for the event and he was supposed to go and collect his medal, but I didn't do very well for my event and I was just like sitting at one corner, you know, sulking and everything. Then instead of going to collect his medal, he actually came and sat beside me and started to talk to me. And he talked to me for very long and there were people actually waiting, you know, for him to go and collect his medal, but he didn't really bother about that. Instead, he just sat beside me and talked to me and made sure I was okay.
As an athlete, I think the only memory I have with him is running with him at the 2012-2013 IBP, because that's the first and the last time I ran with him in the 400-meter finals. And I think the best memories was shaking his hand at the finishing line, and after that he gave a salute to the crowd. Yeah, I think that's one of the most memorable times with him as an athlete. But as a friend, I think there was one time he called me in the afternoon. He shared his problems on the track. He shared his problems with me. So I didn't expect him to call me out of, you know, he got so many friends. Yeah, he called me, you know, to share all his problems about track, and I really appreciate that. So I really treasure that moment where he shared his problems with me.
I remember everything about that guy. Like, Zaki was the most amazing person I've ever met. He's incredibly talented as an athlete. He's very, very hardworking, and that combined with his talent makes him very deadly on the track. He's one of the most like I said, he's really talented, but he's not one of those who takes his talent and lets it go to waste. Like, he really works hard, sharpens his talent, and I think that is what we saw at the 2011 SEA Games, when he broke the national junior record in the heats and finished, like, it was the most successful SEA Games that we've seen from a 400-meter hurdler in a very, very long time. And Zaki was, if anyone, Zaki was the man to show that it could be done again at that level. I remember that he's an extremely nice person, extremely friendly. At the ASEAN Schools Games in Suphanburi, Thailand in 2009, Zaki didn't have a very good race. Like, he ran like 51 seconds in the 400 meters, finished dead last in the final there. But even though many people could have let that creep into their head, they know that maybe they would have thought that they don't have what it takes to succeed at the SEA Games level or the international level. Zaki saw it, I think he saw it as like a challenge, and he came back, he trained harder than before. 2 years later, he's in the SEA Games squad, breaking the national junior record in the 400-meter hurdles. He ran like 54 seconds or 53 seconds that year. And to me, that is phenomenal. The ability to come back from a difficult race and come back, train even harder, improve even more, and show that, you know, he's capable of doing a lot better. And to me, that's what made him so successful as an athlete. Everyone has bad races, but a person like Zaki shows, you have a bad race, like, take it in your stride, come back, train even harder, and yeah, never give up.
I know he was always full of joy, always making people laugh, you know, a great friend. And I mean, off and off the track, he was just very, very humble and always knew the right things to say. I trained with him one time, I trained with him during one of the centralized trainings. And he's a great training partner, motivates you during training. And all in all, just a very, very nice guy. So, yeah.
I remember Zaki as someone who was very jovial and a very determined athlete. But like the standout memory that I have of Zaki is when we were at Taiwan Open, and he heard about like the smelly tofu, so he like basically dared me to eat it lah. And then so I was like, okay, challenge accepted. And I think he was gonna pay me money if I dared to. So okay, then I ate it. And then it actually tastes okay. So I was like, hey, no problem. Then I said, okay, you need to pay me if you eat it back. And he was like, okay, can. And then he ate it and he almost puked. And the point I looked at is that it was, that was probably the best time we had a whole trip. And it was just because of Zaki and his funny dance. He was always very jovial and like funny guy. So that's how I remember him, someone very happy and always making me laugh.
Zaki as an athlete has always impressed me a lot. What he really stood out was in the sense that he always gave his best for the team. He was the kind of athlete that you wanted to be in your team because you know he's not going to give up. He's going to always try his best. He will never stop trying, and he will get that maiden to you. That's what I remember him as. I think it was a privilege to run with him in the team, and I guess for us, I think it was really great just to have him on the team with us because of his these qualities that he had.
It was only, we try out almost every event, like 100, 200. Then he took part at the national school doing 400, 800. And okay, one of the complementary effort will be a semi-finalist. He made it to a semi-final. When I coached him over the next few years, and I realized that Zaki, with his sheer determination, he actually proved his worth. Especially when he was in Sec 5, we narrowed down. We try out almost every event. Then we narrowed down to the 400-meter individual event, and that was the B Division Championship where he took part in. And that was for a long time over the 5 year. That was the very first result. He actually got the gold medal at national school. He was representing RP. Then he took part in Polite. IBP. He got 3 goals for individual event 400, and he also got 3 goals for the hurdles. Then come down to 2011 SEA Games. I saw an opportunity with the 400-meter hurdles, so I said, "Hey, shall we give it a go?" And he said, "Oh yeah, why not? Let's give it a shot." What I observed in him when he did the 400, I said, hey, the natural lead leg from his lead leg was left leg, was so natural that they say, hey, that's a natural 400 hurdles. We explore by going to our very first Malacca Open Championship, where we didn't have any expectation, but the very first trial when he did his 400 hurdles, he actually made it to the SEA Games with a 54.53. Yeah, so I thought, that's not bad. That's coming from an angle. That's a pretty good result. My plan for him was to run at the SEA Games this year, and end off probably with a national record, and more so if hopefully individual medals in the 400 hurdles. Yeah.
So you truly think his potential is
he will have went down to break license record, if I'm not wrong, the national record. And because he was when he broke Malik's record, I actually had a call to Malik. I said, hey, I have this boy, likely is going to break your record. So I said, Malik said, yes, this record has took very long. You should have broke it, encourage Zaki to come out. So after breaking the junior record, and Malik was very encouraging. He said, let's go aim for the senior record. When it comes to training, punctuality, determinations, every aspect of it, he actually fulfilled it. I want to add on one point is that Zaki is a very good boy. He actually cares a lot for his surrounding, whether his teammate, he is very respectful to all coaches, and he will put in all the effort he would do for everything. He was when he was with Club Zoom, he will lead the team. He will be my assistant. It's actually very bright to be in a near future to be a coach. So thought that was a very strong connection.
And if there's one word to describe Zaki, what is it and why?
I would say Zaki was relentless. He was relentless on the pursuit of excellence, and he was relentless when it came to his family. He was always there, and he never stopped thinking about his family, about his friends. Yeah, so all in all, I would say he was a relentless person.
I mean, often I can't really think of words, but Zaki is someone who perseveres. I think he doesn't give up easily. He always tries his best, he gives his best, he doesn't give excuses, and that's what I like about him as a teammate.
Humble. I mean, Zaki has always been a humble guy since the very beginning. I mean, even with I still remember my first race with him when I was actually quite this far. I was still relatively inexperienced when it came to track and field. He just reminded me to not give up, never give up, and he shook my hand, patted me on the back and said, asked me to look forward to the next race. So he's just a great friend all in all.
I would say loyal. I think he was a really good friend, and he was there for a lot of people. And it shows because there are so many people who still care for him and really remember him. All this, remember him.
Incredible. Zaki Sapari is an incredible guy.
There's lots of words, but I think the one word would be he's a very loving guy, because he's a loving guy on and off the track. I mean, I can see he's a lovable son, brother, and he supports his family. He cares for the family. He loves his friends. He always asks his friends how they are doing, even though they don't talk to him, they are not close. Yeah, I think he's very loving. Yeah, he cares for everybody. In the track and field fraternity.
Probably he's a very thoughtful person, because whenever he texts me or something, if he knows that I sound very upset or anything, he will straight away call me, or he will just WhatsApp me and make sure I'm okay, and tell me weird Indian jokes to make me laugh. And I also try to do the same thing to him, when he's upset, I make sure that I'm a person that he can call and talk to, and which happened a lot of times. So I'm quite grateful, I was there for him. Yeah.
Maybe the word strong, not only physically strong, but also mentally strong. For example, every workout, he will do more reps, like push up, during circuit, he will do more reps than the usual, what Coach Tan told us to do. Yeah, so it ends up, this is why our coach, my current coach asked me always call him Mr. One More. Yeah, because from all the workout, he always want more workout, more reps, so that to make himself become stronger physically and mentally.
I'll use the word passion, because without passion, since young, I pitched to him, nothing beats passion. Because without the fire, it will not drive us to be who we are today. Zaki took that word very strongly, and you can see him display in all his training, from every aspect, that he will do beyond what he's supposed to do, and that's what I would like to share with fellow athletes. At the end of the day, it's still passion that will bring us to where we want to be.